Okay, so if you're in the nonprofit world, you know the struggle, right? How do you raise more funds when your resources are, well, pretty tight? The answer isn't always about finding more donors. Today, we're going to dig into a data-driven strategy that can totally transform your fundraising by focusing your energy exactly where it's going to have the biggest impact.
So let's just kick things off with a big question. I want you to think about your total revenue. Where does the huge majority of it, we're talking 90%, actually come from? Is it spread out evenly across all your supporters, or is there something else going on under the surface?
Believe it or not, for most nonprofits, the answer is just 10% of your donors. It's this classic 90-10 rule. A tiny fraction of your supporters are providing the lion's share of the funding. So the real question then becomes, how in the world do you find and connect with that powerful 10%?
And that right there is what we call the major donor challenge. See, it's not about finding more donors. It's about finding the right ones, those few incredible people who have both the capacity and the desire to make a truly transformative impact on your organization.
And you don't have to take my word for it. Valentina Guarini from Altrata really hits the nail on the head here. Identifying and building relationships for major gifts isn't just a nice idea. It's pretty much the most effective strategy for growth. The challenge, of course, is the how. So, how do you do it? Well, the answer is this really powerful process called wealth screening. It's the data-driven tool that helps you shift your fundraising from a guessing game to a focused, smart, strategic approach for finding those key supporters.
So, what exactly is it? Basically, think of it like being a detective for donations. It sifts through tons of publicly available data to find what we call wealth markers. These are just clues that tell you someone has the financial ability to make a really significant contribution to your cause. And this whole process really boils down to three key things. First up is capacity. Just can they give? This is all about their assets and income. Then you've got propensity. Do they give? This looks at their past track record of donating to other causes. And finally, number 3 is affinity. Do they actually care about your mission? Your perfect major donor prospect, they score high on all 3.
Okay, so we're talking about data, but what kind of data are we actually looking for here? Let's break down the information that fuels this whole process and helps you find that hidden donor potential. You can really break it down into 2 big buckets. On one side, you've got the hard financial indicators, things like real estate they own, stock holdings, business connections. And on the other, you have personal info, their age, their job, even major life events. You really need both to build a complete 360-degree view of a potential donor. And this financial data, man, it can be a total game changer. Get this, individuals who own over $2 million in real estate are a whopping 17 times more likely to make a charitable donation than the average person. Just that one piece of information alone could completely refocus your entire search. But it's not just about the money. That's only half the story. This quote from Andrew Olson is such a great reminder of the power of affinity and identity. People give because it connects with who they see themselves as. This is exactly why that personal data is so crucial. It helps you understand the why behind their potential gift. All right, so having all this data is great, but what do you do with it? It's pretty much useless if it just sits there in a spreadsheet. The most important part is turning these insights into action, into a real strategy that actually brings in donations. Here's a super simple 4-step action plan to get you started. First, clean your database, because garbage in, garbage out, right? Accurate data is everything. Second, segment your donors into different tiers based on what you've learned. Third, personalize how you talk to them. No more one-size-fits-all emails. And fourth, make this a regular thing. You've got to rescreen at least once a year because people's situations change. So what does that segmentation actually look like? Well, check this out. Your Tier 1 donors, these are the folks with high capacity who are already super engaged with you. They're probably ready for a direct major gift ask. But your Tier 2 donors, the ones who have the capacity but maybe aren't as involved yet, they need a little more nurturing. You might invite them to an exclusive event first to build that relationship. But does this stuff really work? Oh, you bet it does. Just take a look at the university school. By analyzing their donors' capacity, they figured out who to approach about upgrading their giving. And the result? An extra $154,000 in new revenue. That is the power of a focused strategy. And this quote from Sarah Cardillo at Broadway Cares, wow, it just sums it all up perfectly. Understanding people, their passions, their ability to give, it's transformative. It lets you stop spreading your energy and your budget thin
and instead focus where you can be so much more effective. Okay, let's zoom out for a second, because this strategy isn't just about your next fundraiser or your end of your campaign. This is really about future-proofing your entire organization and getting ready for some massive shifts that are happening in the world of philanthropy.
$9 trillion. I mean, just let that number sink in for a minute. That's the estimated amount of wealth that's going to be transferred from one generation to the next in the coming years. This is a monumental, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but only for the organizations who are ready for it. So, I guess we have to leave you with this final thought. With this huge wealth transfer coming right at us, is your strategy still stuck in the past? Or is it ready to engage the next generation of donors in a way that's personal, strategic, and informed by data? The future of your mission really could depend on that answer.